Hello, Raingrats. We're back with some more Colorado Avalanche franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the start of year number 5. And unfortunately, we're starting out a little bit injured. You have quite a few injuries to start out with: Ball, Landeskog, McKinnon, Drury, and Bardakov, all with minor injuries, so they could play through it, but it's still not ideal. No one on the injury reserve list, at least, so that's good. And during this past offseason, there was a particular defenseman available in free agency in Miro Heiskanen, who we did not get because he ended up just being a little too expensive for my taste, especially long-term, because he did want that long-term deal. I believe it was 6 years with a no movement clause. I wasn't comfortable giving him that because of what will likely be the situation in roughly 2 or 3 years, mostly due to the upcoming contract extensions that year for McKinnon and Zhilkin. And I'm particularly worried about both of them, honestly, because, Zhilkin obviously on an entry-level deal, and he's already a 3-star ability. He could be asking for quite a bit in 2 years' time. And McKinnon, even though he's 34, still a 5-star ability. And you got to think that's going to be his last major contract. So he's probably going to be asking for quite a bit, especially after scoring 73 goals last season. So I did not want to commit long-term to a contract like Heiskanen. So instead, we went out and traded for Charlie McAvoy from the Boston Bruins, who has 1 more year left on his current deal, but we already extended him for $4.66 for 2 years just to get him locked up, because I don't think he's going to drop off too hard, honestly, considering his physical ratings are still very good. His defensive ratings are phenomenal. So I think he'll be useful throughout the entirety of that contract. And it's not like it's even too bad of a contract either. It's only 4.6 for 2 years. I think we could move it if we have to, despite the fact that he does have a no movement clause, but I just did not want that long-term deal for Heiskanen, so I decided on McAvoy instead. And this is the roster that we are taking into year number 5. You have Nabokov and Wall in net. On defense, you have Makar, McAvoy, Malinsky, Akan, Ball, Svozil, and Tuomisto. At forward, you have McKinnon, Necas, Drury, Landeskog, Lehkonen, Bardakov, Brindley, Zhilkin, Humphreys, Gushin, Poulin, Prishkapov, Gavin, and Meyer. So Carter Meyer getting his first NHL action. We'll see what he can do after spending 2 years with the Boston University Terriers. So looking forward to seeing his growth. And with that being said, let's get to the regular season simulation of year number 5. Oh boy, we have quite the disruptive hostility here, as Nikita Prishkapov is not well liked right now. You got Tuomisto, Poulin, Gavin, Landeskog, Wall, Makar, Svozil, McKinnon, McAvoy, Gushin. Jeez. Actually, let's see Prishkapov's scouting page. Okay, so he doesn't have that won't be well liked trait, but still, that's not ideal. Okay, so we're on November 1st. We're 10-7, so not an ideal start to the season, but it's not bad. We're 4th in the Central. Stats-wise, Necas leads the way with 14 goals so far in 17 games played. McKinnon doing the opposite of what he did last season, only 2 goals so far in 17 games played and 12 assists. Then you have Poulin with 13 points. Makar with 12, Bardakov with 11, 10 for Drury, Prishkapov, and Svozil, 8 for Gavin, 7 for McAvoy, 6 for Brindley and Humphreys, 5 for Akan, Gushin, and Zhilkin with 4. Zhilkin only with 4. That's a bit concerning. Meyer, Landeskog, and Ball with 3, and Malinsky with 2. And then in goal, oh boy, Nabokov with an .895 save percentage in 13 games played, and Wall in 4 games played with an .845. Oh, yikes. I guess for right now, I'm going to take a see what happens approach, because there's not really anything I can think of at the moment that would be a possible move. I mean, maybe Prishkapov, considering the team harmony issue with him. Ooh, somebody pretty interesting on the trade block here for Columbus, Philip Messar. He currently has 15 points in 15 games played on the season. 3-star ability, pretty good offensive category, 18 offensive read. Physical ratings are pretty good, some 16s in there. Defensive category is a bit weak, but he does have 16 defensive read and 15 checking. So I figure if he keeps up this pace that he's on right now, he could be pretty good for us. And considering he's on their trade block, he should be at least somewhat easy to trade for. So let's make an offer here. I think I'll give them Prishkapov, considering he's, he's got a bit of a team conflict going on right now, so maybe getting him out of here would be for the best. And it's not like he's some great prospect either, right? He's 25, 2.5-star ability, 13 playmaker rating is his highest rating, 18 offensive read, so that part of him is good, but, not really too impressive anywhere else. So I think we can afford to unload Prishkapov, despite the fact he does have 10 points on the season. But I think we're more than making up for it with acquiring Messar if we get him here. All right, we have an offer here. It is Prishkapov, Andrew Thompson, who is 22 years of age, 1-star ability, 2-star potential. He looks pretty good, honestly. He's got some pretty good ratings. I think he may end up becoming an NHL serviceable player, honestly, with the way things are. And then a 5th and a 6th in exchange for Philip Messar, who, I think he's currently what Thompson may end up being. So the offer is Prishkapov, Thompson, a 5th and a 6th for this year's draft in exchange for Philip Messar. Offer trade. Oh, yep, there's a click now. I guess it's a good thing we're getting Prishkapov out of here. And there it is. The Columbus Blue Jackets have accepted our offer of Prishkapov, Thompson, a 5th and a 6th in exchange for Philip Messar. Complete trade. So there you go. We'll see what he can do as a member of your Colorado Avalanche. First major injury of the year, Jack Khan goes down with an indefinite injury. He looks like he's done for the season. So we're going to have to call up Linus Funk. He's a prospect. He's going to get his first NHL action, it looks like. Oh, wow. Look at that. Philip Messar, look who wins a monthly award. Philip Messar wins the player of the month. I wonder what he's done for us so far. He has 19 points in 15 games played. Wow. He's looking like a great acquisition so far. 19 points in 15 games played. Wow. I was not expecting that. I mean, I obviously I knew he was, he was having a good start to the year so far with Columbus, but I wasn't expecting him to keep it up like he has, especially on a team where, I believe he's on the second line, is he not? Yeah, he's on the second line with Gavin and Humphreys of all of all players. Yeah, like he's doing very well so far. He's doing very well. He may end up. I hope he ends up making himself the next Natchez. he very well might. And that is likely a huge part of why we're currently 23-10 on December 1st. So significant improvement to our record. You have Natchez and Messar currently leading the way with 35 points each. Of course, Messar, 19 of those are with us. You have Poulin with 30, McKinnon only with 27, so he's slowed down a bit. Still a 5-star ability, though. Then you have Makar with 24, Drury with 21, Bardakov and McAvoy with 17, Gavin and Svozil with 16, Gushin and Zhilkin with 12. So Zhilkin having a sophomore slump of his season so far, it looks like, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not great. So hopefully improves on that. I mean, of course, I know we traded for Messar, who's also a right winger, so that maybe that's not helping. But then again, Messar, he's proven so far, at least, that he's a very good option at right wing, despite only being a 3.5-star talent. I believe it was only a 3-star when he traded for him. So over the course of the past month, he's gone up to a 3.5-star ability. So, yes, like I said, great performance so far from Messar. Then you have Malinsky, Brindley, and Humphreys with 11 points. Landeskog only with 8, so it looks like he's starting to slow down at 37 years of age. Ball with 7 points. Meyer and Akan only with 6, so Meyer having a bit of a slow start to his rookie campaign. Hopefully he can get going in the second half of the season when he's a bit more seasoned. Then you have Tuomisto with 5, Funk with 3, and Lehkonen only with 1 in 8 games played. So he's looking like he's on his way down there. Yeah, his physical ratings are really starting to drop. So may want to consider potentially moving him because his grades aren't even all that great at this point. 58 overall, 57 offensive and defensive grades. Those are the lowest on the team. So yeah, I'm thinking Lehkonen, I would say this is his last year here. And then a looking goal, you have a .909 save percentage for Nabokov in 24 games played and 3 shutouts, which is much better than before. And then you have Joseph Wall in 9 games played with 864 and 2 shutouts. So Wall, I guess, he's been better, obviously, but then again, it's kind of hard to be worse than what he was before to start this season. And then Nabokov, however, is doing much better. So that's good to see out of him. So overall, I have no complaints. I do wish that Wall would be doing a bit better, but, he's our backup goalie for a reason. So I think with that being said, we will go ahead another month and see how we are on January 1st. You know what? Now that I think of it, I'm going to re-sign Messar before he asks for an astronomical amount of money because at the rate he's going, he very well could. I was expecting him to slow down at some point soon. At some point after we trade him, he has not slowed down whatsoever. He is at 26 points now in 22 games played. I want to get him locked up long term. He wants 2.4 for 3 years. I'll absolutely do that. I'm trying to take him to 7 years if I could, but I doubt he'll accept that. You know what? Let's just try it. I'll give him $4 million for 7 years. I doubt he's going to accept it. I highly doubt he's going to accept this, but we'll just see. Okay, yeah. I figured. In that case, I'll give him 2.25 for... Can I go 4 years for him? Because this would be a steal for 4 years. All right, we can go 4 years for him. 4 years for 2.45. I will definitely do that for Messar the way he's been going. Oh no, Messar down with a major injury, 1 to 2 months with a dislocated shoulder. That's unfortunate. Right after he signs his new deal too. Well, at least if nothing else, this gives Jokin the chance to get back on the second line and see what he can do. Maybe he can get out of his slump. But yeah, that's unfortunate. He's only at 13 points right now in 42 games played. He is having one heck of a sophomore slump. Yeah, that's not great. All right, Messar is back from his injury, and he's slotting in on the third line, so we'll see what he can do for that third line scoring, because, I mean, he's been fantastic so far. We'll see if he can continue his pace somehow on the third line. Oh, dear, Nathan MacKinnon. He has gone down one. All right, not too bad. 1 to 2 weeks. All right, we're at the trade deadline. We are 46, 19, and 2. Good enough for second in the Central with 94 points behind Chicago and third the league. And it just so happens that this year was an Olympic year as well. It seems Canada took gold over Czechia, and then the US won bronze. Now, is there anything I want to do before the trade deadline? Not really. I think as far as trades go, I think we're fine. You know, we're 46, 19, and 2. There's not really any reason to be moving players around right now. I mean, if anything, maybe I guess a backup goaltender besides Wall wouldn't hurt. He's still at an 860 in 14 games played. That's not ideal. Maybe we just call up Trent Miner, see what he can do, and then maybe I just send down Wall and hope he clears. And if not, oh well. you know. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll send him down, and then I'll call up Trent Miner, and then maybe I'll trade Lehkonen. But I feel like maybe I'll hold on to him as depth for the playoff run, you know, veteran experience. And then we'll trade him in the offseason, because I really don't feel like messing up what we have right now. So I think, yeah, we just move along here unless I want to re-sign anybody right away. There's Landeskog. I think I'm going to hold off on him. He only has 15 points so far in 50 games played. He's looking like he's on his way down. Poulin with 55 points in 64 games played. It's a bit unexpected out of him. I would have to imagine part of that might be due to potentially he might be playing with Messar. Actually, Messar's on the first line right now with Poulin and Natchez for some reason. So McKinnon's on the second line with Jokin and Humphries. So hopefully that's helping out Jokin being on that second line with McKinnon. I mean, he is up to a 3.5 star now. So that's something. He's at 34 points now as well. So yeah, he's definitely picked up the pace ever since his slow start there. Let's see his game by game. Oh yeah, he's picked up the pace as of late. That's good to see. So I'm not sure if I want to offer Poulin right now. And he wants 3.1 for 3 years, no trade clause. I mean, with what he's done this year, that's not bad, but you know, I would have to imagine a lot of that is attributed to Messar's performance. So I'm not sure if I want to give him that, but he does have a 67 defensive grade. So he's playing his role well. You know, I think I'll wait until after the playoffs are over to re-sign him, but I think he'll get a contract. I don't want to do it right now because I just want to see what happens during the playoffs. Then there's Gavin, 30 points so far in 66 games played. Avmaz auto qualify. There's a Khan. There's Tuomisto. He has 17 points in 31 games played. Gushin. I think I'm just gonna wait on all these guys. Honestly, I'll set Funk to auto qualify, but yeah, I think for right now we just need to focus on the playoffs and win that Stanley Cup. We'll worry about signings in the offseason. Oh, McKinnon's starting to drop. He's at 4.5 star ability now. -1 accuracy, -1 checking, -1 speed. He is officially at that age where he's starting to drop. Still a very good player, obviously, but we are seeing a bit of regression. All right, we have finished the regular season 59, 21, and 4. Good enough for first in the Central and first in the league. We have once again won the President's Trophy. So let's take a look at the stats to end off the season. You have Modi Natchez leading the way with 86 points in 84 games played. Messar with 69 and 69. Then you have Poulin with 68, McKinnon with 66. So definitely a fall off from last season. Drury with 52, Malinsky with 46, Makar with 45, Jokin with 44. So, like I said, he certainly picked up the pace after his initial slump. Humphries with 42, Bardakov with 39, Svozil and McAvoy also with 39. Then you have Gavin and Gushin with 34, Brindley with 30, Tuomisto with 25, Ball with 23, Landeskog with 19 in 62 games played, Funk with 17, Meyer with 13, so he had a bit of a rough rookie season. Hopefully he's able to pick up the pace next year. And then you have Akan with 6 and Lehkonen with 4. And in goal, you have a .907 save percentage and 7 shutouts in 67 games played for Nabokov. Wall had 14 games played, we already saw. And Miner in 4 games played had a .967 and 1 shutout. So I guess sort of a repeat of Wall last year. Wall in 2028-29 had a .958 save percentage in 2 games played, and Miner here in 4 games played has a .967. So good when he got in there. He didn't get in there much, but he was good when he did. So let's check the team stats now. Goals for per game, we are 4th in the league with a 3.48. Goals against per game, we are 2nd in the league with a 2.39. Face-offs, we're 10th in the league with a 50.9. Power play, we are 16th in the league with a 14.2. And penalty kill, we are 4th in the league with an 89.2. Overall, once again, a very good season for your Colorado Avalanche. And let's see what we have in the playoffs. And it will be the 44, 33, and 7 San Jose Sharks. So with that being said, one thing's off here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.